episode 2. Um, I think we had a blast with that first episode, and who knows where it's going to lead us onwards with now Shin joining the family business of grocery store running. Are we going into it, Sam? Busy?
I'm ready, bro. Just start the episode. Let's get busy. Whatever.
There it is.
Oh, first episode was great. I loved it. I thought the animation was actually pretty dope, really stylistic, really funny and engaging. Entertainment, pure entertainment for me.
Oh yeah, my turn. Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm on the same boat, man. I want to keep that same level of entertainment that we got in the first episode. I feel like I've been burned a lot with first episode, so I'm like, you know, I don't want to be on that same boat. I'm referring to Uzumaki.
No comment.
Let's get this done. Done.
Thank you. Come again. And you iced pretty much all of them in one hit.
Oh no,
Beloved,
niche.
I know you're not about to tell me you've gone back to killing, right? Yes, sweetie, and I know you know this. Break the family rules and I'll divorce you!
Dang.
Oh wow.
Dang. Wow.
Glad
She
we
got my
understand
man
each
on
other.
lockdown.
Now that
Dang. Dang.
Always daydreaming about ways to take me out.
You talk too much.
Nah, she got it herself, bro. She good.
Dang. Dang.
Oh.
We can't run anymore.
Dang.
Ooh.
Dang. Oh.
How do you do that?
Hey.
Don't move! You piece of shit!
Watch out.
You're gonna die, you...
Ooh. Oh, it's my bro.
We're not a gang.
Dang.
But we should run anyway.
Slow him down! You're gonna die!
who are you guys?
My man's still thinking about the meat buns.
Sir.
Oh.
Wait, did that actually happen? Oh my god, dog.
Listen up. That girl has a key, and I need you to bring
God,
it to me.
dog, bro.
Once I get my hands on it, I'll have control of the black market. You must catch that girl, whatever it takes.
Bro.
Oh, oh, oh. Dang.
Being a bird or something?
They got him a
He caught
surprise.
him off guard.
Dog.
Ooh. Ooh.
Shoot.
Dang.
Combo breaker.
Who do you think you are?
Bro, this cast is stacked.
A
Uh-oh.
red bean bun would be nice, too.
Oh yeah.
I am called special technique.
Dang.
Do that, can you?
Oh.
Ask for forgiveness in hell.
Oh. 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 Oh,
Ooh.
I was about to say, I thought she was. Dang.
That's all you're doing? You sure that's enough? How about a little more, just in case?
Mhm.
Killing me all the time.
Don't get carried away.
Every generation's family ahead must offer their greatest treasure to the Liu family.
Look at those rings.
Okay, so everything in here came from a different family head.
Oh. Wow. Japanese meat puns aren't too bad, are they?
Wait.
Oh, you do love me. It's like, bro, that's so toxic, dog. Like, what are we doing, dude?
Yeah, I mean, this is
We're
a
encouraging
trend
this
that's
shit.
happened through the years. I mean, it happened with the 1978 Superman as well. Like, literally, Lois
Lois
Lane
Lane.
jumped off,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
believing, you know. So it's unfortunate. I mean, I think the thing about that scene is the truth of the matter is that he really doesn't have to not kill people. Like, he can still protect people by killing them. He could be the Punisher, right? But he's chosen to follow this woman willingly and stick to his convictions. And I can say, as a person, you know, that does go through certain things, there's things you do have to sacrifice. There's things that you have to give up that you don't willingly want to. And then the biggest thing is a lot of times, like, you are not a shell of your former self, but you're definitely somebody new. So I get it. It's just it takes like you have to be willing to actually make that sacrifice. If he was kind of like, what's the word? I don't know how to really put it. If it was a situation where it was like, oh wow, like if you don't do like Harley Quinn and Joker, right? Like if it was something like that, then I would say that's the negative spin on this. She's basically flipping that, and it's like, look, I won't allow you in my life if you're going to continue to go down this road. There was another show called Hell's Paradise. They kind of did something similar, um,
Mm.
but that took a very extreme route. But I think conceptually, I think it's really dope, and it also shocked me. I think that was the most shocking thing in this whole entire episode. Like that moment where he was as bloody, and she was like, "I'm done with this. I'm done with you." And I was like, "Oh, she's gonna break up with him." Nah, her tail goes whoop, and I was kind of like, first off, how is he supposed to even catch her? Like they're both about to freaking die. And she said it. She's like, "It's a good thing it was snow." And then when Busy said that was toxic, I was kind of like, "It's kind of toxic." Because I mean, what if it wasn't in snow?
She
He would have
literally was like, "Let's
definitely
aim for the
died to
bushes."
save her. He would have took the L, and she would have lived. But I don't
And I
know.
think Lou is it's an interesting addition to this crew. I don't know if she'll be a recurring character or guest appearance, but seeing that angle of someone else in the underworld
Mhm.
and how she was just wrong place, wrong time, or maybe right place, right time, and you see now the levels of hitman killers, if you will, and yeah, it was just the fact that it was all over. What was it? The buns, if you will, that he was trying to bring to his wife and his
Yeah, he was trying to
little
get the meat buns,
the
bro.
meat buns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And seeing
Yeah,
how that played out a whole combat that broke a floor of a building.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I definitely have a thought, but I want to let Busy kind of talk for a second
yeah.
because I have something I want to say. But go ahead, Busy. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think same vibe from the first episode. And again, I was a little worried that it was gonna kind of like not have that same excitement factor, but it delivered. And the one thing I'm really excited for is like again that opening kind of like revealed so many characters. Some of them are really interesting looking.
Mhm.
So like knowing that we're probably going to meet a character per episode or just add more to the crew is something I am looking forward to. And she's a cool addition to the cast. I think like all of them having their own kind of unique like style and personality. I mean, of course, Shin having that clairvoyant, you know, ability is pretty cool. But I don't know. I'm still looking forward to it. I don't want to say I'm 100% sold on it yet, but I'm still excited for what's to come.
Yeah,
That's valid.
I think my sentiment is that I was afraid in this episode when the girl showed up that we were gonna get like a character of the week. I'm actually scared of that trend where you have like somebody pop off and they got this random storyline and it just kind of goes and spirals and you just have this big old assassin family without like a real destination. I guess that's the biggest thing. I think I started to have that fear that this was going to come off very cheesy. And I think the biggest thing is that when they started kind of cycling through her storyline versus Shin's storyline, I don't know much about Shin at all, but there are certain character choices they made in the first episode that made me immediately attached to him. Whereas with her, like I empathize for her and I feel bad for her, but I haven't sold myself off to say like does she need to be a character in this? Does that make sense? Like I'm not sold on
Yeah,
her being a part of this narrative, and I don't think she's earned that position just yet. Not to say she has to, but like you want to have characters involved that's not going to be just kind of shoehorned somewhere else. Can she fight? Yes. Is she capable? Yes. When she had the knife on my man's neck and like go to hell, like I was like, oh shoot, she's crazy. But then she just beat him up because she gonna stick to her convictions because of her dad. So there's something that she's attached to them, but I don't know. I think her as an addition, it was just felt really quick, and I mean, we haven't gotten enough of like even like his family, like his relationship with his daughter. Like truth be told, I mean, he moves around a lot. Like, how is it that he's so big? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really interesting because put it to you like that because when she said like you're not to kill anymore, I feel like by like at that point that we heard that, anytime you say something like that in an anime or any kind of story, you wait for that moment where that person's gonna have to make that choice. And who would be in this man's crosshairs that he would have to break that promise to his own wife? I think that benchmark made me very intrigued because I haven't seen anybody that he isn't capable of going up against. But in this episode, he did have moments where he's like, next little stuff, I kind of hurt my hand a little bit. And Shin every single moment was bandaging him up. But I don't know. I thought that was really interesting how they did that because I feel like at a certain point, he's going to have to be as good as he was. And I'm not sure if it's going to be this season if they make it that far, but I don't know. What were some of the things you guys picked out, negatives or positive?
Um, it's just that I think for me, episode one just came out swinging,
Mm-hmm.
and this one was felt like, oh, okay, we're just spending a day in here, but nothing, not that same level as the first one, and that's not the end of the world, if you will. But I'm like, okay, I'm still going off the high of the episode one, and I hope we get back to that level or s- angle, if you will. But um, I did kind of find it hilarious from an animation point, just seeing them hop around the rooftops. At points, it felt like just someone dragging an image, if you will. That was a little funny. So I was just like, I don't know about that. I almost laughed at it, or I probably
Yeah.
did. I was like, huh, what's that about? Um, do they have superpowers now, or is that just them doing their thing? They're floating. But I think I think once if we spend more time with the show, those moments of him, feeling a neck aching or just a thought out of what the main goal of a story or the episode is when I'll start growing into be like, okay, what else do I want to know about Mr. Sakamoto or Shin? And I'm curious to see if we're gonna have an episode with a dynamic between daughter and dad. Now that we had a little bit of one of their pivotal dates, if you will, during Christmas time, and um, yeah, I another thing was, and I've been having now this thing with characters of any type where it's like she had a long hair. I was wondering if she's going to use it as a weapon or if one of the goons was just going to just grab it and just slam her down or use it as something to beat her, if you will. But like, I always find that fascinating with characters, usually like in fighting games. But in that, yeah, I was like, cool, nice to meet her. Again, we don't know if she's gonna be a recurring character, but I'm still off the high of the first episode, and I wonder where this all goes. Yeah, that hints at something else. When especially that one with the guitar in the back, or that suitcase, if you will. I wonder where that's gonna play out in. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Sakamoto might be like a reaffirming angle, if you will, where it's like maybe some assassins don't want to be part of that life, and they go to him. And he's like, okay, we're gonna work at a grocery store. You're gonna be a janitor. And you're gonna be this. We're gonna help the community now. And then be like, I just know how to kill people, and I know how to do in different angles. Was like, no, well now you got to learn how to be a plumber or something. I don't know. I find that if that's an angle, I can go with him and the family.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Negatives or positive, Busy?
So positives, I still think that this was a solid episode, despite again the first episode being an absolute bop. But negatives, I am concerned about how people outside of us two are gonna feel to the whole dropping two episodes at once for the premiere and then weekly situation, because it's like after I can imagine dropping the first episode one week and then the second episode the next week. We would have had some time, and I don't think the high would have been an issue. But watching these back to back, it's just like you can't help but to compare it or to consider it one singular episode. It's like the first half of the episode was insane, and then the next part was a little slower. But at the end of the day, it was still really really good. I feel like that's like the only downside, though. It was just like having my adrenaline through the roof because of how much I enjoyed it, and then having to kind of go back to reality. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it was still a really really fun episode. And the one thing that I do, I don't know if you want to call it a nitpick, but the animation has been cool. At times, it really does give off like a really vintage. Like I could be tripping, but like I was thinking like Yu-Gi-Oh or even Inuyasha, vibes at some point. So when I'm looking at certain characters, but then we dive into certain points where they're either eating or even talking or again the jumping or whatever, and then it looks kind of funky. But you can either call that cheap animation or it does kind of fit the vibe with the
Yeah,
fact
I
that
think that's
it really
intentional.
has that comedic tone to it. So them doing stuff like that, like I know My Hero does it, or even One Piece would do it at sometimes when characters would get angry, their head would get bigger than
Yeah.
their body, and to emphasize what's going on. So it could simply just be an artistic choice, which again does fit kind of the theme of the show. I mean, they're assassins that are working at a fucking corner store. Like it's kind of the vibe. So at
Yeah.
some points you can nitpick, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. It still delivers insane action. So if like the budget is terrible when it comes to them taking a bite out of a sandwich, boo hoo, the action sequences are actually insane, and that's what I care for. So
Yeah.
it's been cool.
Yeah. No, for sure. What do we rate this episode? 8F. I'll start first. I give this episode like a B plus or a B. B to B plus.
Yeah, I'm giving it a B.
I go B minus. Yeah, it's not terrible enough, but like that first one had a swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, where can everybody find your content?
You can find me at Ronan Unchained on the YouTube, on all the socials. We just wrapped on Creature Commandos, which was a blast, and you can go see these two losing their minds over that show. If you're a Last of Us fan, you best believe we got a lot of stuff cooking and coming down the pipeline. And yeah, I want to reach 1,000 subs ASAP so I can start earning some money and doing some wacky ideas I got in mind.
Thank you, Ronan. Busy.
You can find me on Team JVS and on my channel.
What is your channel?
Where is it?
There it is.
Well, you guys, we'll be back. I'm not sure if we're going to do this on a weekly basis, but if you guys did enjoy it, please let us know in the description bar below. You can go and
Yes.
check these guys' respective channels to get different reactions and how that actually looks. And hopefully, you guys are enjoying the show as much as we are. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace, everybody.